there has been some history here as it pertains to his durability. When you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, the greatness of Antonio Brown is undeniable. Juju Smith-Schuster is a stud. We get all of that. We know how lethal Le'Veon Bell is. But it starts and ends with the quarterback. If you don't have somebody that can throw you that football, all right, that you know that you can rely upon, that you haven't developed that chemistry with, it compromises everything that you're trying to do. And when we look at Big Ben, remember, we called him Big Ben. It wasn't just because, and I think people missed this, we didn't call him Big Ben just because he was some big dude. We called him Big Ben because he played big. Right. He shrugged off defenders, just threw him out of the way. Get off me. Extending plays, making things happen because of his girth, his strength, not just his skill set. And so now when you see anything that speaks to his durability because of concussions or whatever the case may be, it does elevate your level of concern. And that is why I think you have to be concerned about Big Ben Roethlisberger. To me, the Steelers, I mean, they should be on a hot seat. You have the talent to win a Super Bowl championship or to at least represent the AFC. Mahomes is in Kansas City. Damn it, he's practically a rookie, even though this is his second year. The Patriots are not as good talent-wise as they were a year ago. There are questions everywhere. Andrew Luck's just coming back. Deshaun Watson's only really in his second year. Jacksonville is legit defensively, but offensively, lots of question marks, et cetera, et cetera. Don't get me started on the Bengals. So I'm just looking at the Steelers, and I'm saying, yo, this is your time. We don't need any interruptions.
It's not their time. They missed their window. And I have bad news for Steelers fans. When did they miss their window? When? The window was the last couple of years. Okay. When Antonio Brown was putting up numbers unseen since the heyday of Jerry Rice, really. Okay. When Le'Veon Bell was so clearly and by far the best running back in the world. Like, it really wasn't. Le'Veon Bell is going to be underrated by history because they're going to forget how much better he was than everyone else for about 3 or 4 years there when he was on the field. Maybe it's not quite the same anymore. Not to mention he remains unsigned. I want to start with Ben Roethlisberger.
All right.
Ben Roethlisberger, you mentioned he was making noise about maybe retiring a year ago, right?
And 2 years ago.
He's had concussions before. You know what the rehab is for concussions? Nothing. There's no rehab for concussions.
Just concussion protocol in this day and age.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right. It's like what Chris Rock said about, he wants medical advancement in terms of blindness. Like, here, take this dog, have him lead you around for a while, right? Like the same thing with concussions. What are you going to do about a concussion? Yeah, just wait, go through protocol. What does that mean? Like, don't do anything, hope your brain heals? Yeah. By the way, this happened when he was wearing the red shirt, the red jersey. He just fell down and got hurt. This wasn't a playoff game where he got smashed and got hurt. That man just fell down and got hurt. That's Ben Roethlisberger. That's your quarterback. Now let me ask you this. Who are the backups? You got a backup ready to come in and lead this team? No, not right now. Not right now. Le'Veon Bell is unsigned. We talked about this yesterday. Well, he's in a contract year, therefore. He's going to really go at. But there are kind of mixed incentives here. A high workload running back at his age, who maybe wasn't quite as good when on the field last year as he was in previous seasons. I thought maybe a little, not even a half step, but maybe a little, almost imperceptibly, little bit less than he had been. That guy now never really got paid. He wants to get paid. Is he going to be willing to risk and take, you brought it up yesterday, accept the kind of workload that goes along with that? AB's a little dinged up right now. They got some injuries on the offensive line. If I'm a Steelers fan, I am scared right now.
No, I'm a Steelers fan, unlike Stephen A., who thinks that I go back and forth with the Steelers because I played for the Redskins for 1 year after, and I'm concerned.
Benedict Arnold.
Go
ahead.
The thing that scares me is, one, why is Ben hitting the ground, right? Why is Ben taking shots?
Who touched him? Yeah.
Like, that dude needs to be fired. If he's not Cam Hayward, fire that guy because this is the franchise. And you're right, Landry Jones can't lead this team to the playoffs. Joshua Dobbs can't lead this team to the playoffs.
Landry Jones needs to take out the laundry. Go ahead.
Mason Rudolph isn't the guy for this team ready to play. And so if you are the Pittsburgh Steelers, you are concerned. I don't agree with what you say about Le'Veon, right? This is a guy that had 85 catches. This is a guy that had almost 1,300 yards rushing. I believe he will still be good this year.
But he's unsigned.
He is unsigned.
He's still unsigned.
He is unsigned. So
I think this elevates the chances of him getting signed because in the event that Big Ben Roethlisberger goes down, you'll need Le'Veon even more because of his pass-catching ability.
I think you need him, period, right? Le'Veon Bell is important to this team. And like you said, Max, he is by far and away, has been for the last few years, the best running back in the NFL. But if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, now is when you start to question some of the things you've said about Big Ben's past media appearances. Well, I don't know if I want to play. My health is a concern. When you get this type of injury in training camp, those things start to creep in your head if those are legitimate issues to you. So for me, I'm scared. What type of player is he going to be if things like this happen before the season starts?
The other thing that resonates with me, now I did not see the video. Let me qualify my statements by saying that I read about it and then you saw the highlights of him laying on the ground. But I didn't see any equipment on or anything like that. What I'm saying, not only that, I heard that his head snapped back, not that he got hit in the head. Here's how that resonates with me. When Michael Vick started really tailing off, and I know, Michael Vick and I know each other well, and I remember how concerned I was for a game at Lincoln Financial Field. I was there. Michael Vick got hit right here in the chest and went on the ground grabbing his head. And that was a clear sign to me, it's over. It's time. Because you didn't even get hit in the head. You just got hit in your head, and your head snapped. Yep. And that alone was enough to rattle you. So imagine if you got hit in the head. If that's what happened to Big Ben Roethlisberger yesterday, I'm very, very concerned.
In a preseason game.
Look, it wasn't even a preseason game.
In the preseason, rather.
So you have that going on, and you're talking about guys practicing with him, and you're talking about an individual that does not have the mobility that he once had, which means that he's susceptible to getting hit even more.